My wife cheated on me. I don't know how to feel or what to do. Married for 6 years, have 5-year-old child. At time of writing it's been 18 HRS since we've spoken and most things have come out. I've known what's been going on for 2 weeks due to my own suspicions, and she tells me that's as long as it's been going on, but I have reason to believe it's actually been going on longer. She tells me the only thing that happened was kissing and touching. I found a video accidentally uploaded to our shared photos that indicates messages/pictures/videos were also sent. I have an incredibly strong suspicion that more has happened. She told me she cut it off because she realized it wasn't worth it to ruin our marriage and destroy our family. She told me she loves me and she doesn't want us to split up, but she understands if it happens. Realistically, the only reason she did call it off is because I had been acting standoffish the last few days and she knew something must be up, and had I been acting normal and/or oblivious, it would have continued. Our relationship has never been fairy tale, but it had always been good. There's been ups and downs. She has a long history of diagnosed and untreated depression that comes and goes. The depression has definitely caused a lot of mental strain and exhaustion on my part, but I've always tried my best to support her and work through it as it comes. Our physical intimacy has taken a hit. We both work a lot, have a young child, have no family to babysit. Coupled with her depression and my exhaustion in trying to take care of everything else, physical intimacy has suffered. She has said in the past she wants me to try harder and initiate more, and I fully acknowledge that I should have, and by not doing so it gave her the motivation to look outside our relationship for it. That's not to say that I never touch her or initiate things, but I definitely don't do it enough. Now I find myself in a position where I don't know what to feel, what to do, or how to proceed. The person she cheated on me with works with her, and he is also married. She has a good job and generally speaking enjoys her work and has a close group of friends there, so I don't want her to quit. I know that if we were to work things out, and she quit her job, she would lose that friend group and it could cause more issues and depression. She says that she will limit the amount of time she needs to spend with him and keep things strictly professional. I have been to get-togethers at this man's house. I have got along with him and his wife well enough. Meanwhile, they have both been having their affair. I have this strange urge to go and knock on his door, confront him in front of his family, and make everyone aware of what's been happening. But I also know that's probably a dumb idea. Since we spoke 18 HRS ago, my wife and I haven't really said much to each other. We've saved face in front of our child, but that's it. Typically we message each other fairly regularly throughout the day, but today we haven't said a word. And I've found myself feeling lost all day. I've wanted to grab my phone and message her, but every time I do, I just stare blankly then go back to my work to distract myself. We have the kind of relationship where any issues have been worked out very quickly. Potentially we just manage to ignore them and move on, and this is the culmination of that. I don't know. I am worried that if we linger on what happened, it will just make things worse. I am also worried that if we ignore it, move on, and in a week are laughing and joking again, it will never be dealt with. I can see a future where we are still together. But with that, I can't see a point in time where there won't ever be that tiny voice in the back of my head that make me constantly suspicious of her. I can see a future where we aren't together anymore as well. Strangely, for me at least, I don't feel angry with her. Logically I can see why she did what she did. Someone else made her feel more wanted than I've made her feel recently, and she ended up following her urges. Until now, I've just felt nothing. Writing this has made me feel more emotions than I typically ever do about anything, and this strange liquid is attempting to escape my eyes, but I can very quickly ignore those feelings and move on. On the one hand, I want to push her for more information and confirm if anything else happened. I am 99% sure it did. I don't know if her confirming or denying it will change anything or give me any more or less clarity. On the other hand, I just want this to be over. I want to either have things back to normal with my wife, or split up and know that things are just over. It's only been 18 HRS and I already hate this awkward limbo. I don't know what to do. I don't know how I'm supposed to feel. I don't know how to proceed. So here I am at the hive mind. How do I deal with this? Comment. She hasn't told you the whole truth, you are in the trickle truth phase. She is only going to fess up where she is caught in a lie. There will be lots of lies. She's not going to tell you everything. Here a fact, she has stabbed your family in the back and cannot be trusted. Find a lawyer, keep your plan close to the chest, and don't move out. If you move out, you could be accused of abandoning your child. With a lawyer's help, plan your life without her and realize this person is not on your team, she is on the other side of the table. Sorry this happened, she is a shitty person. She's not only trickle-truthing you right now, but she can't be trusted with the AP, especially since she's still working with him. Odds are they're still sleeping together no matter what she tells you. Don't let her put the onus for her infidelity on you. Sleeping with another man and discussing your relationship problems with him are not the right reactions to relationship problems. You talk them out with your partner. You go to therapy and marriage counseling and work it out. You don't fuck a coworker. You can't trust her and don't believe anything she says. Period. Get yourself a good lawyer and file for divorce yesterday. Accept the fact that she's only going to tell you what you already know. It's interesting that they always cheat because of their depression. She only says that she broke it off because she realized that she's gotten caught and if she still works with AP, it will never really be over. Her friend group at work will cover for her. I was going to say the same thing. The guy's wife needs to know so she can make an informed decision, and Op's wife should be the one to tell her. It would show that Op's wife is serious about working things out with Op. Op's wife is going to have to quit her job as well. She made a horrible decision, and this is the outcome. With telling the guy's wife, he will be upset. He may quit, or he may hold a grudge against Op's wife for ruining his marriage. People at work will find out, if they don't already know. Actions have consequences, and Op's wife is going to have to deal with them. I always think the same thing reading these. Either they're fake and some bot is making them for karma, or there are people so dull in the mind that they can't see and react accordingly to what's in front of them. 18 hours, if my husband cheated on me with a coworker, every person in his and my family would know, everyone at his work would know, the other betrayed spouse would know, and I'd have already been to a divorce attorney's office. Not this lay around and mope shit. Next story 2. My husband had an affair and cheated on me and is asking for a second chance. My husband of 3 years confessed that he had an affair a couple of months ago but is asking for another chance. I have been married to my husband for 3 years and a half. We have 2 beautiful kids who are both under 3. It's been a month since he sat me down and told me that he had an affair, regrets it, and was asking for forgiveness and another chance. A little backstory. We both are Middle Eastern and got an arranged marriage. I liked him and thought that he was a great match, and I thought that he felt the same too, otherwise why would he choose me, right? Wrong. He married me because he wanted to settle down and I was his best option at the time. A while into our marriage I found out by coincidence that he was stalking a girl on his Facebook and was shocked to find a picture of them together on said girl's page. It was hard to put 2 and 2 together and I got curious, so I went through his phone for the first time to find pictures and videos of them together. I was hurt and broken because all my life I have saved myself for marriage, never dated or even spoke to a guy in a romantic way, to have my husband be still hung up on his ex. I also found out through his Google search history that he was watching porn daily as if he is addicted to it. That was what broke me entirely. Was I not enough? I was 5 months pregnant with our first baby, so you can imagine the emotional train wreck that I was being. I confronted him about stalking his ex and keeping their photos, but he just brushed me off and gaslight me into thinking that I was being paranoid and dramatic and that it wasn't that deep. I told him that watching porn is cheating for me and that I won't tolerate him watching it, and he promised that he would stop it right then and there. Fast forward to after I gave birth to our son, he demanded I be intimate with him before I got cleared by my doctor, and when I refused he got so mad at me I felt like I was in the wrong, so even though I was in so much pain he coerced me into sleeping with him. I hated him. After that I stopped feeling the love that I had for him and was basically a robot wife. I did everything that was asked of me and put a smile on my face and was the perfect wife. Aside from him not helping with our kids, we had to constantly move states because he would find better job opportunities and I had to constantly push my college plans for him. I fell into a severe depression the beginning of 2023 and had no one to talk to. My mom lived across the states and my only friend was an online friend. Not leaving the house and constantly taking care of our kids alone didn't help with my mental health. I had constant thought of unaliving myself, but I never attempted, knowing my kid's life would be ruined because he is not only a terrible husband but also a terrible father. So for them I stayed married to him and alive. I fell in love with reading books and found out that I have a big interest in writing them too, so I kept myself busy with writing my first novel. His work hours and gym routine allowed me to see him 1 hour a day, and I felt selfish for wanting to see my husband more because he was the one providing for the family. Financially despicable me begging him to let me get a job. He threw that thought away by saying that he is a jealous man and wouldn't want me to interact with other men at work. Now fast forward to July. He told me that since February he has been seeing a woman at our local gym on a daily basis and has been flirting with her enough to ask for her number and talk to her even when he is around me. He said that I wasn't giving him my undivided attention at the time and that he felt like there was a distance between us and felt the need to talk to a stranger about his problems. He slept with her 5 times in total and I was so oblivious to it. The shock that I felt when he told me all of this while he was sobbing made me freeze. I listened to him all the way until he told me how everything happened with detail. I didn't cry, I didn't tear up, I just started at him. Then I thought he not only ruined my life and all the trust that I had in him, but also ruined that chance of our kids having both of their parents in the same house growing up. I took out my phone and without him noticing hit the audio record button. I made him tell me everything all over again, and this time he told me that he was only confessing because the woman he cheated on me with is blackmailing him into telling me and asking for money to keep quiet. He said that he had already gave her 10K but she is demanding for more, and that put him under so much stress. He didn't want me to hear it from someone else and knows that his mistake is huge, but for the sake of our kids he wants another chance. I didn't say a word to him, I only told him to leave the house for the night. He didn't leave and instead slept on the couch. I broke down at night and thought I was about to have a heart attack. I was having literal physical pain and didn't know what to do. The next day he went to work like normal, and when he came back he demanded that we be intimate. I felt disgusted by him. I couldn't look at him, let alone let him touch me. My husband didn't notice me being so depressed to the point of wanting to die and slept with someone else at the same time. I left him after that night and I have been staying with my mother for a month now. He has been begging me to not file for divorce, saying that he regrets it deeply and that he loves me so much, but I feel like a rock. My feeling for him are non-existent at this point. I hate him for putting me through this. And I hate myself for not noticing or suspecting him cheating on me. For trusting too much. My lawyer is saying that I was smart for recording his confession and that it would benefit us in court. I just want him out of my life at this point. Am I being selfish by getting divorced when there are kids involved? Comment. I think you know the answer, but you want validation. Yes, of course you should divorce him. He has no respect for you. Take your kids and run. Staying in an abusive relationship will affect your kids in their relationships when they grow up. They will see abuse in a relationship as normal. Nope, definitely not selfish at all. Get everything you can out of him, including child support, and kick him to the curb. You should have him introduce you to the woman and then thank her for taking out the trash. You're young and have a whole life ahead of you. Your kids will be more happy with good co-parents who work together for them, instead of a sad mom and cheating dad being in the same household trying to make it work. You deserve better. Do not stay for the sake of the kids. Please. My dad cheated on my mom before they were married. She knew about his infidelity before the wedding, and he cheated on her again for years. My mom is now stuck in this marriage because she has health and financial problems. She has told me before that she regrets not leaving him earlier. When your children grow older and have boyfriends/girlfriends and get cheated on, will you want your kids to stay in that relationship? Please do yourself a favor and get out of this relationships.